welcome to another Sci-Fi Fantasy Saturday. Today, I'm continuing my look at role-playing superhero games, and I was looking at the new Marvel Multiverse game, which I'll put a link to. I'll put a link to my playlist, RP Super, which is covering all things role-playing in the superhero space. Also, I have a superheroes playlist, which covers not only role-playing games, but board games and book games and all things superheroes. So this, though, is the game I probably played the most out of any of the role-playing superhero games that are out there, or at least definitely the ones that I own. Played this back in the day with some friends, and then also introduced it to my two oldest kids. And they have characters as well. We played a little bit with it, and then moved on. It's a relatively basic game, and it's definitely more accessible and easier than the multiverse version. Which multiverse is not overly complex, but it is a different game, a different system, and something that has all the chrome and bells and whistles on it. This is a little bit more basic in that regard. It's not the first superhero role-playing game, and I don't really know what the first one was, but the first one that I picked up was Champions from Hero Games, and I'll probably do some coverage on this as well as DC Heroes role-playing game. So if you're Marvel or if you're DC, you had a role-playing game to get to, and this was from Mayfair Games there. And I'll probably do a look at this one as well as I go down this journey. But this one I picked up, and it was I don't know, it just didn't scratch the itch, so to speak. I thought it was a little complicated. I think it became the core system for something else. God, I can't remember, Mutants or something. I think this became a core system for other things, but I dabble with it a little bit. The thing about Champions, which was kind of cool, is it was, you didn't roll up a character. It was one of the first games that I had that you didn't roll up a character. You had points, and you allocated and made up your character based on those points. So that was a little new and different. I had, my first role-playing game ever was Traveler, and so that had a different way of rolling up a character. In fact, a character could die during rolling up the character. But I was kind of used to the old Dungeons and Dragons and a lot of the other games that came from its ilk as far as rolling up the character. And so, anyway, so this was Marvel. Again, this was kind of basic. It was kind of very kidsy. I bought this back when I was a kid. I think maybe I was a teenager, maybe older. I'm not going to say. But actually, no, I got this back when I was in high school, I believe. Anyway, it is a little fluffy, and as that's the term I'm coming up with on it. But it was still an interesting game. So here is the box, and my box is in pretty good shape here. I mean, as you can see, I've got the original box. This is a little bit worn on the back, but all in all, a pretty good box. As you see here, the little tag for it, bitten by radioactive spider, teenager Peter Parker suddenly finds that he has proportional strength, speed, and agility of the tiny creature. Too puny and weak to enlist in the army, Steve Rogers volunteers for a secret government experiment and is injected with a powerful serum and turns into Captain America super soldier. Now you too can join the adventure of Spider-Man, Captain America, and other exciting Marvel heroes. So this gets you everything you need to play Marvel superheroes is in this box. This set includes a 16-page introductory battle book, a 48-page campaign book, and a 16-page adventure. Day of the Octopus. Also included are 21.5 by 32-inch full-color two-sided map, 25 cardboard playing pieces, which actually are not bad cardboard playing pieces. They were a little thick. Actually, kind of counters. And 2 dice. My dice are not in here, so I can't remember what dice came with this, because my dice had a tendency to join the collective, become the Borg. And so I don't know where my dice are for this. But the Marvel Superheroes game can be played by 2 or more players ages 10 and up. So let's look what we have in the box here. So this is that battle book that they were talking about. And this is kind of the key chart to the game. This is the universal table. And as you can see here, you're going to have these descriptions for the different levels. That was kind of a different thing. So like you have the Amazing Spider-Man. So you got to believe that some of his abilities are going to be at the amazing level. And of course, you always want to get to the unearthly level, which was the highest at 100. Us typical humans are at 6 here, on most things. But you would use this chart, you'd roll percentile dice, and then cross-reference on whether you succeed or fail or hit or miss. This is the battle effects on fighting and agility, strength, and endurance for some of your checks. So this was kind of a key chart here. But this is the battle book. So this is basically how you play the game or how you do battles. And as you can see here, it's very basic. Explaining your different attributes like fighting, agility, strength, endurance, reason, intuition, psyche, and you can see they got a lot of cartoons in here or drawings in here, which is, this was from a comic. So this was pre all the MCU and the Marvel universe of TVs and movies, but actually kind of feeds into that because the role-playing aspect, I think, really appealed to people. Then you got your rank numbers and descriptions. So typical, average human being, as you can see here. Then unearthly, the limit of human ability to describe and understand. So those are the different abilities there. And this talks about talents and feats, moving on the map. It's clobbering time. This shows you how you do combat and some of the different like dodging, grappling, and charging. Different battle effects, as you can see here. And then using weapons as well and what they do. And of course, if you have special abilities, why you need to use a weapon. And then here you go. So that's basically a kind of a starter guide to playing the game. All the basics of what you need to play. Then the campaign book gets into the more detailed. Then you get that chart again. The campaign book gets into more detailed aspects of playing the game. You've got, you're fighting and showing kind of a reference, like Thor is unearthly, Wolverine is incredible, Spider-Man's remarkable. What's that about? But then, he's amazing agility. So there you go. And then the different strength, the endurance, reason. Of course, the Watcher is unearthly. Mr. Fantastic is amazing. So you got your different reason there, intuition, and then you've got psyche right there. So Doctor Strange is unearthly in that regard. So this was kind of a neat way of a nice little visual and a neat way of looking at it. Now again, this is what's the copyright on this? I don't see a copyright on this. So I'm not sure what the copyright is on this, but this was definitely they're 84, so 1984. So you didn't have full color, like the any role-playing game now, worth its salt is going to be full color and bound and all that stuff. This was, it had a nice cover, and as you can see, I've kept it in pretty good shape here. But color on this would have been pretty cool, especially these reference charts where you can kind of see cross-reference the ability and what character, what their rating is. This is variable abilities, talking about that. Oh, there's magic. Of course, Doctor Strange is your key to that. Hardware, of course, the Fantastic Four and Iron Man and all that stuff was into vehicles and hardware. Then you've got building things. And then chapter 3 is campaign. So this is kind of getting into the actual role playing. And karma was kind of this currency. This is kind of how you your experience points. Karma. I think that's how you leveled up. It's been a long time since I played this. Then you got some NPCs here and government and the law. So you're getting some of the key animals, some of the key areas that you interact with. And then judges and judging, this is kind of your game master section. And there you have it. So this is all the basic, how you play the game in the campaign book. Then you had a starting adventure, and you had these little cutouts here, which I never cut out. So I was kind of preserved things. But those are the character attributes. So like looking at Spider-Man there, He's remarkable fighting, amazing agility, incredible strength, incredible endurance, excellent reasoning, amazing intuition, and incredible psyche. And then he's got 160 health, 110 karma. That's the starting value, 40 popularity, and there you have it. Wolverine and the like. So there's all the different characters for the starting adventure. And I've played through this. Again, I keep it in pretty good shape here. But this is Day of the Octopus was the introductory adventure. Kind of like Keep on the Borderlands for Dungeons & Dragons. I actually still have my pink box for Dungeons & Dragons. I was a pink box or red box. I don't know what you call it, but it looks pink to me. I still have Keep on the Borderlands. Played the heck out of that. Soloed that a lot. Anyway, I digress. Here is the judges screen. I probably picked this up much later, but this is the judges screen. This is really good condition here. Didn't use this very much. We got a little bit of Welcome to New York. This is a little, I think this came warped like that. I don't know why it was that way, but here's all your key charts you need for playing the game. And then, of course, that universal table is very big. That's the key to the whole game there. In fact, it's so key you got it twice because you got it on the back so that the players can see it as well. And then there's Marvel Manhattan for the players to take a look at that. So, as I said, I picked up some of this stuff late 80s, early 90s probably over time. This was New York, New York. This was official game accessory. So this is kind of an expansion and gives you a map. And gives you, so you got another play map. This was kind of a miniatures-like game. You use the counters on this board, and I think some people even took WizKids when they started coming out with all the Marvel stuff, using those on these kind of play boards. And these play boards are not bad for that. I mean, they're nice little maps here, grids that you can move miniatures around. So very adaptable to that. And this was kind of explaining New York, and some encounters and some people you run into and stuff like that. So this was kind of a nice little accessory. There's Kingpin and the like. So kind of a nice little accessory there. This is just ripped out of a magazine. I can't remember what magazine this was from. Not sure what this is from, but it had not only Captain Amazing for Champions, so this is the setup for this character for Champions, and it had a setup for Marvel, so I just put it in the Marvel box. I guess I could put it in the Champions box as well, but anyway, he was kind of a weird guy. Actually, I think there's been some comics that have been kind of taken off of this guy. I think Megamind kind of, the hero of Megamind kind of fits with him. Anyway, Marvel Superheroes, the Breeder Bombs. This was the MH1 Marvel Heroes 1. This was a campaign, an adventure. I don't want to spoil it too much, but looks like you get some X-Men's and Magneto in that. This was a time trap, so it looks like you got some Skrulls in here, and Captain America and Scarlet Witch. This was MH2, as you can see here. I didn't get MH3, I guess. MH4 was Lone Wolves. A little bit of stain on that one. I think I played this at least once. This was Daredevil. I always liked Daredevil because he was a lawyer. Figure that. An Iron Fist. So, and these were typical, adventures. You're going to have characters in here. You're going to have maps in here. And then you've got, of course, all the stuff that the Game Master needs to read. This was kind of a big supplement. This was Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars. And this was kind of a big campaign. You got a map in here, like an area map in here. A lot of different heroes were involved here, heroes and villains of who was kind of fighting who in this. So this was kind of an epic battle based on the. I didn't read comics that much, so this was based on, I think, the Secret Wars series of comics that came out. There's a lot of stuff in here. It's all Game Master stuff. Anyway, there's another Thor. All right. And then this was the map that you got with the base game. As you can see, it's really it's two-sided. You have an outdoor kind of map, and then you have kind of more indoor type settings, but very conducive to miniatures. And then, of course, we had the counters that came with this, which was really pretty cool. I mean, these are not, paper thin type counters, and these were kind of cool that you could, and you had your regular, Monica Rambeau, and then you've got Captain Marvel right there. So you had their alter ego, and you had crowds and uh, civilians and the like. So kind of a neat little counters here. There's Steve Rogers, and then there is Captain America. So, and you got this little battle wheel here so that you could, tell what the feat roll is, so you can know what your rank is. And then this tells you encounter die roll and feat die roll, and what the results mean down here. So this was kind of a neat little thing right here. So like if you were typical human, this is what you need to roll for certain. This is what your results are on certain the rolls and some counters and stuff like that. So that, yeah, as I said, that whole reference system to typical and unearthly and amazing and incredible was kind of key to the whole game, and that chart that you see on a lot of different things is, whoa, geez, broke my box there. God, after all these years, I split a corner. So anyway, there you have it. This is all the goodies that I had collected over the years for, don't need that guy, for Marvel superheroes. Probably played this game more than any of the other ones. I thought it was a pretty good game. I enjoyed it. And there you have it. Oh, I also downloaded some stuff too. Let's go out a little bit here. And downloaded the Ultimate Powers book. So, there was other stuff that came out. And I got this from download. This was MA5 or 3, MA3. But this added more powers. So, you can make up your own, but I like reading what they think is good powers, or what is approved, so to speak. So there you have it. That is Marvel Superheroes. That's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you played this, I'd like to know what you think about it. Also, what you think about it compared to some of the more modern day offerings. Anyway, thank you all for stopping by. Take care. Thanks for watching.